Hello there YouTube, Jonathan here. It's after Christmas and I am basically preparing for changes in the house, and I thought I would kind of get your advice on what to do. Oh, we have a little friend here. She's going to pester me right the way through this, I know that. So Christmas decorations will be coming down in a few days. For all of those that didn't see, excuse the mess. There we go. Share them with you. Let me hold that way. So Christmas decorations are coming down, and it's that time of renewal, isn't it? So I have one lounge that I've been decorating during the last week since after Christmas. For any of you that have followed me for a long time, you'll know that I had a tough year last year, and this particular room was my mum's lounge. So when she lived here with us before she passed away, and I decided to tackle that, lots of emotional things have happened. So obviously my first Christmas without mum, I'm very limited on family, so it's been a tough old time. But I thought I would jump in here and show and grab some of your ideas actually. Our house we lived in before here was 1930s house. And we had lots of Victoriana, we had lots of dark wood furniture. Along my painted journey, I collected a lot of good furniture. That was good. Most of it did have failures, that, you know, some pieces had woodworm I've had to treat along the way, blah, blah, blah. As a furniture painter and renovator of furniture, these things are not an issue to me. I just fix them and move on and enjoy the piece of furniture. So we had a lot of dark wood furniture. In this house, I'm going to have to show you some of the mess. In this house, it's Edwardian, so there's a lot of light timber. Well, I say light, the doors have been stripped. Edwardian houses would never have had stripped doors. I have actually, these doors, I've colour washed them to make them like a lined oak, as did I the rail. But it would have, the rail would have probably been dark wood. Really terrible. So you're going to have to wobble with me. Yeah, so it would have been dark wood with painted spindles, and let me pull back so you can see a greater view of the hallway. So a lot of painted stuff in this house. Hi there. Happy New Year to you too. So there would have been lots of painted surfaces in the house. All of the window frames, they would have been painted. So there would have been minimal wood, only the expensive pieces like the newel posts. Hence why painted furniture seems to work really well in this house. This was quite a goldeny colour, it just didn't work. So it got painted. We lived with it for a long time, and I decided it just wasn't working for us. So I'm going to move on to show you the room that I've been decorating. I've put a few things back into the room, and it has been a quick fix. We haven't done the floor in this room, and basically I've just painted it, the floor. So the floor's all been the floorboards were immaculate. In this room. They'd been lifted a couple of places, but they were immaculate. So I've painted the floorboards the same colour as the fireplace, although that looks a very different colour. I've painted the floorboards. I am going to tone in this floor. I found it, so we are going to put that floor down, but as a temporary fix, that lovely, I'll pull right back so you can see, as you go through to that lounge, you can see maybe in this lounge, this fire was already with us. I'll take you in the main lounge. This fire was already with us. The previous owners had put this fireplace in. I think it was reproduction. I think it's been remodeled on what should be an Edwardian fireplace, because that's a gas fire, but it looks great. I can give you a big overview. Sorry, it's not so clean. So that was in, and then we reclaimed from a friend of ours. I begged her to let me have her fireplace that she'd picked up from a friend, and we got this one, which is kind of the same height. It's definitely perfect for Edwardian homes. God, I've got arm ache already. Hang on, I'm just gonna go like that, that's better. So as you can see, it's kind of right. This fireplace is another gas fireplace. I've spray painted all the chrome out. It just felt right to do that. Also, I've painted, as I have through all the house, all of the woodwork on the window frames and the door, skirting boards, all the same colour. So that's what we've got. Right, so this is a piece of furniture that I've picked up along the way. This is a beautiful, let me come down, beautiful piece of furniture. Again, not without its flaws. There's huge chunks of, let me come down, I don't know if you can see, huge chunks of veneer missing, woodworm. I'm trying to keep still. There is lots of things wrong with it. Having said that, I've lived with this now for a few years and I really love it. I love that patina and I love the orangey tones of that piece of wood. I have put these drapes up. They're heavy because when we had these have been another upcycle. I made these curtains about 8 years ago for a friend. She saw my curtains, which are in the front room in a different house, and fell in love and said, can you make me some? So I made her these curtains and put the tassels on the edge. So, but they were too short. So my next job is, let me show you. As you can see, I've taken them down. So there was a hem and just, it takes it to the floor. Absolutely takes it to the floor. So the only option is with that is to create a false hem, or I'm going to use some other fabric. Let me show you. This linen fabric, soft linen. I have got more of that fabric and I could enclose it with a false hem, but I'm going to do the same thing, a bit like bias binding. I'm going to add a trim of this because it's much more lightweight and it'll allow the curtain to pleat and flow better. That's upholstery fabric, so it would be quite heavy without. So that's what I'm going to do there. Here's, the iconic chair. If anybody remembers my level up chair, this is a fabric. If you've never, if you're new to me, this was an Annie Sloan project that I did 2017. This is actually a fabric upholstered chair painted with chalk paint. Look. And it's held up really well. It hasn't been sat on that much. It used to live in a bathroom. I'm going to flip over again. It used to live in a bathroom in our old house, even in that climate. I think it quite liked the moist climate, I don't know. But it's done really well. I used to sit on it to put my socks on. So it's done really well. It is more of a showpiece. So you can paint over fabric and it does come out like leather. There is a specific way, my academy, I used to teach that in there. I may showcase that at some point here on YouTube. I have another leather chair. I've got two of these. One's a bigger one with scrolly upper panels. This is as gorgeous as it is. They're both a little bit cat scratched. This one's doing better. There is cat scratches. Let me come in. You can't really see it. The cats jump on them and, there you go. A few cracks anyway. So I'm thinking, that's why I brought this chair in. Oh God, I'm really bad camera operator, aren't I? I brought that chair in because look at the colours. The olive and the tan looking. So I'm gonna refurbish that chair or two chairs in that colourway with Annie Sloan chalk paint again. Leather is more forgiving than fabric because it's more of an organic, it's more supple. So I've painted leather before, it stays on really, really well. Much better than fabric. Fabric is a different substrate. Leather just likes chalk paint. So I have no fear about people sitting in that chair once I've done it. The only thing I'm going to do is kind of refill the stuffing in the bottom pad because it will add a little bit more roundness to it and it will add some more stability to it, so it's less baggy and it's not getting crunched up all of the time. if that makes sense. I also have this lovely piece of furniture. It's been with us for such a long time. It was a dressing table, which somebody has removed it, and we always used it as a living room piece. And I think it's a gorgeous little piece, but it doesn't work in this room. It's probably more of a bedroom piece, I think, a small bedroom. And it will be painted. I'm thinking this one won't be painted. I like a little bit of wood, the odd bit of wood, and the orange and the green works really well. The thing that I'm thinking about, oh, you might all go mad at me. The thing that I'm thinking about putting here is a real tall cupboard that we've got in the other room. Just going back to, say hello to yourself, you're on camera. These details on here, these are wood U-bends that I put, if anyone wanted to see that, that's somewhere on the YouTube account. I added wood U-bends to this to reframe out this mirror because it was appallingly done. Somebody put a really bad picture frame in there. But the idea of this room, I want it to be kind of country house feeling. That sort of country house. Let me just, sorry guys, really bad camera operator, that's better. So country house feeling, and the circles and the lovely detailing. I've got the cabinet in the other side, which I've measured, it will fit really, really well, is this one. And that has been with us ever since we had our first house. It's been with us 15 years. 15 years. So I'm thinking that will go in because it's got the circular oval shapes and it's got very similar detail on here. Beautiful detail. Again, this is not without its flaws. Big chips in the veneer. It's never bothered me. I just enjoyed it for what it was. I kind of toned that in with a pen. And I've just lived with it. It's fine. There is a crack in the glass somewhere here. But I've lived with it and enjoyed it. But I think it's now time, don't be mad at me, to paint this one. And I'm thinking I'm going to paint this one and it's going to go in this room. Come back. And it's going to go there. It's the right height. It's going to look really good if I come up here with the fireplace. It's going to be about where the top of that lamp is on there. But what I'm thinking to do is to paint it sort of really dark olive, kind of those Victorian colours. Keep this one, so you've got the orange and the green. We're going to have a green sofa in here and go for almost a mirror of this kind of olive with a little bit of contour blended into the apertures. And just have that little bit of painted there and then go with a warm rug. What are your thoughts? There is this cabinet as well. I really like this. This is gnarled, it's old. Look at all of these lovely marks in it. I've always liked this as it was. The top's hanging off. That might be a bedroom piece, I'm not sure. So there's lots of furniture to paint. To paint or not to paint? That is the question. Let me go and sit down because my arm is really aching and then I'm not wobbling. Oh, and by the way, there's the monk's bench. It's I'm waiting for somebody to collect it. It's sold, it's gone. Somebody really, really wanted it. Let me get there. Oh, that's better. That's better. Oh, there's several of you here still. So yeah, that is beautiful. I know it is, but I kind of think that solid colour, the olivey tones, this sort of colour on that piece with a little bit of the wood peeping back, faded grandeur-y but not heavy, country house feeling. This house just requires a lot of painted furniture. I really do realise that Edwardian homes, they really loved painted furniture and it just seems to work. Everything that's brown, it seems to not work. Although this does work in this room with that colour, I've made it work. But I have got another sideboard in the workshop that is lower and a little bit longer. And I've got the most amazing over mantle mirror that was in our old house that used to live above a fireplace. But obviously these fireplaces are high, you can't put a mirror above them. So I'm thinking the lower one here, huge mirror, reflect all the light from the window. and it will fit lovely. Add some wood U-bend mouldings. The other piece in the garage is not, it's reproduction. It's not as old as these. I think this piece is probably about 1920s, 1930s, or maybe a little bit earlier. Yeah, maybe a bit earlier, probably, yeah, about 1910, about the same age as this house. So, but it's time to have renewal. It's time for renewal. And all of these pieces have lived with me because I like them. And they've lived with me for a long time, but it's now time to change them. And if they're not right for the next house, I will change them again. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about really, is just jump on here, say hi, and talk about changing furniture and making things right for you and your home. And these are all things that I've lived with, and it's time for renewal and making them work for my home, rather than sending them to landfill or selling them for next to nothing. As they are, I'm going to keep them and enjoy them for what they are, and refinish them, keep them for a bit longer. Anyhow, I am going to jump off. Thank you for all that stayed with me on the live. I did see some questions come up. Oh no, they were just Happy New Year. So Happy New Year, everybody. Click off. I don't know how to get rid of them. Oh, love your entryway. Your colour schemes really work well. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the colours that I've chosen are all very muted tones, subtle. This room, every room that we've done in the house, we've painted them an off-white, and then all of the woodwork have been painted in a off colour, whatever colour it may be. I've got, in one room, I've got baby pink. So the hallway is kind of like a French linen-y, Svenska blue type colour. Here is like a French linen-y colour all over, but I do think we will change this at some point. I think the lighter colour for me all the way through the house works really well, and then the furniture can stand out on it. Anyhow, I'm rambling on again. It was really lovely to catch up with my YouTube channel. I know there wasn't a lot of technical here, but watch this space, because I will film that one, the sideboard, the chairs. There's the other chair. Let me spin round. There's the other chair. Come back. So that's the other chair. We are going to have 2 new suites, so I want to tone everything in with the settees. Anyway, much love. I will catch you all very soon with new tutorials on the way. Thank you for being patient, and I'll catch you all soon. Much love. Take care.